Hey guys, welcome back. This is another video in the SQL series, and this video what I'll be learning is alter table, select distinct, and where. These are the three keywords that I'll be learning in this video. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video and see how we can use these three keywords. In my previous video, we learned what is SQL used for. SQL is used to insert records into a database, to retrieve the records from the database, to modify the records, and to delete the records too. So alter table is used to add, you can delete, you can even modify columns in an existing database. Alter table is used when it comes to only a particular column. Alter table can also be used to add or drop various constraints. Now we learn what's a constraint in the next video which is to come. In this video, we'll start off by learning how you can do add column, you can drop the column, and you can alter or modify the column using the alter table keyword. So how you can add the column? First we look at the syntax of the query that you'll write to add a column. Now the syntax is alter table, then you say table name, and then you add, you say column name and the data type. So alter table will tell SQL, okay fine, this is what's supposed to be done. From where you give the table name. What do you have to do? You can say add. You can, to delete and all, we'll see later on. You say add to add the column. What are you doing? You're giving the column name and its data type of the data that can be present there. Now for the example of that, you'll say alter table and the table name will be customers, and then you add column name is email, and what's the data type? It's varchar. Next is drop column. For drop column, the syntax is similar to add column. It's just that in place of add, you'll use drop column and you don't need to specify any data type out here. So alter table, then the table name, then you say drop column and you give the column name. So this is what's done in the example. They've dropped the table email of the table customers. Next is alter column. So alter column can be used to alter the data type of a particular column. So you say alter table, give the table name, and then you say alter column, like drop column or add. You give the column name and the data type. And what this will do is it will change the data type of the column from previous to the new one that you give right now. So let's say I want to change the date of birth to the data type called year. So only year is specified there and not the date or an integer or something like that. You say alter table, then the table name, then you say alter column, and you give the column name and the data type. This is how it's done. Now these are the keywords that you will come across as you learn SQL. We'll go on to learn what is a keyword called select distinct. In the previous video, we used the keyword called select and we did select star or particular column to see what is present in that column in that table. When you said select star, it just chose all the column from that table. Now here we'll be learning a keyword called select distinct. Now select distinct statement query, it's used to return only the distinct values. Let's say you have a column with so many values that repeat. Select distinct will just give you that value once. Now inside a table, a column often contains many duplicate values and you want to list out only the different values, then you use the keyword called select distinct. Now the syntax for that is select distinct, you give the column 1, 2 or anything from this so and so table. So for example, let's say I have a customer table and in there are countries, like a lot of countries are present. You have India, Mexico, Brazil, in UK, US and a lot of people from a lot of countries. Now here I want to see what are the different countries people are from. So for that you use select distinct country from the table customers. Now I'll show you how select distinct is done in a SQL query. So right off when you start the SQL command line, you say connect system and you enter the password that you have given. Now instead of typing it here, I've already written it down in a notepad. So I'll just copy it and I'll paste it here. So I create a table called customers with customer ID, customer name, contact number, address, postal code and country. And then I've created the table right off here. If you have Windows 8 or Windows 10, it's easier to copy and paste. If you have Windows 7, you'll have to find another way to do it. Now I have 5 insert into values. So these are 5 queries so that you have 5 rows in that table. I copy all of these. It's done one after the other. So 5 of the rows have been added. Now if you want to see how the table actually looks, you can say select star from customers. Now this will show you how the table actually looks. So you can write off C here, you can say alphabets, the contact number, then the address, then the postal code, then the country. So out here you can see that you have two people from Mexico, one from Germany, one from UK, and one from Sweden. Let's say I want to see what are the countries present here. Now if I go and say directly select country, which is the column name there, from customers, I'll see all the countries, but sometimes there's a repetition there. You see there are two people from Mexico, so it prints it twice. But I just want to see it once, so it is easier. When it comes to a large database, that might matter, so that you don't have to count each country more than once. So for that you use select distinct country from customers. The capital letters is not mandatory, you can go with small letters. I just prefer it like that so it's easier. Now when I give it, I just get Mexico once. It does not repeat. Now this in a large database really helps in making it, and you can see, okay, you have viewers from so and so place. You have customers from so and so countries. Now this is one of the queries that we'll be learning. Next we'll go on to learn the where clause. Next off we learn the where clause. So what is where used for? The where clause is used to filter the records. So you have a specific condition which you follow it after the where keyword, and if something specifies that condition, then it's displayed, or else it says no record matches that. Now the syntax for that is you say select, you give the column name 1, 2, 3 and all, you say from so and so table where, and you specify that condition. So for example, in this table I can say select star from customers. Star means the whole row from that customers where country is Mexico. I can say star from customers where the customer ID is 1. Now we'll see both these queries in that example which we saw previously. So now we'll go ahead and see the where clause. So I say select star from the customers table where the first query is I want to see the country of the customer to be Mexico. So we say country, we give it in only single quotes, we say Mexico, and we put a semicolon. Okay, you have two customers with the customer ID 2, Anna contact number from Mexico, Antonio is also from Mexico. So you have only two people from Mexico. And with the customer ID, let's say 1, you say select star from customers where, what is it? It's customer ID. So customer ID is equal to 1. Now you have only one person with the customer ID as 1. But let's say I don't want to see the customer ID, I only want to see the customer name and their country. So you say select customer name, comma, country from customers where customer ID is 1. This would return you the customer name whose name is Alfred and the country he's from, that's Germany. Let's say I do that same query but for a customer ID that does not exist. So you can put the upper arrow to go to that same query. And then let's say now since I only have like 5, I specify the customer ID to be like 8. Give enter, it says no rows selected. This means that there's nobody who satisfies this condition of customer ID equal to 8. Now in this video we learned the alter table. Next we learned how you use the select distinct keyword and also the where clause. Now if you have enjoyed this video, do give a like and do consider subscribing if you want to learn SQL or even front end using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So that's it for this video and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot.